Yeah, what's up? Since the BMVette was already on the dyno, I thought I'll take this opportunity and have it tuned on the HPTuners. This was mainly to clarify my doubts that I had on the tune and to see, what significant gains that I could bring in, and also to get myself more acquainted with the HPTuners software since I'll be tuning a ZR1 probably next week. Right, so we had some good results. Okay, this let me just tell you that this is going by the books. We had a max power, mind you, max power gain of 20, right? We had a 20 wheel horsepower gain and 35 foot-pound of torque. Okay. One thing that I want you guys to understand is that it's not about max horsepower gain alone. That tells you a very narrow portion of what was actually achieved on the dyno or lost on the dyno, right? You have to look at the graph, and you have to look across the whole range and see what was the actual HP. Now very soon I'll just tell you um, what was the actual gain, and what computer tells you is the gain in max HP, which unfortunately a lot of tuners also look at and try to improve their tune just by looking at the max HP figure. They don't even look at the graph, and that's kind of sad. So this is how um, the max HP is told. So from the previous run right here, um, you can see the max point was here, and the latest run, the max HP was here. So if you compare this was like 370 and this is like 390. So that was your 20 horsepower was your gain. But in reality, there is much more to that story, right? So if you look at it close enough, you will see that the max gain comparatively was 45 horsepower, right, to the wheels, and 60 foot-pound of torque, right? So this is very important, right? If you look at this portion, it was 275 horsepower, for example, because this is your 250 horsepower, so this between them it's 275 horsepower, and this is 325 horsepower almost. So it's like between 45 to 50 wheel horsepower right here. And this is from 340 to 400, it's your 60 foot-pound of torque. So that is very important. And another thing that you have to notice is that where do you have gained the horsepower or torque, right? Some of the graph might be going down all the way here and suddenly shooting up, and you see, oh, there was a gain of 40 horsepower, but in the mid-range and low end, you were doing actually bad. So that's also very important. Let me tell you how this affects in a real life situation, right? Let's say, for example, this car with this horsepower or this torque was racing with this car with this torque, right? So old versus new, right? So as soon as the three honk goes, you know, uh, the car, the car with a better tune, this one, jumps right away, at least like one and a half cars length ahead of the old tune car, right? And soon as they cross 3000 rpm, it's already like past half lamppost distance, right? And then after 5000, that's it. There is no way that there is no hopes for the old tune guy to get to him. So this is very roughly and quickly uh, attempt to explain like how the graph actually tells you the whole story. So you have to look at it. What happened was that, like I told you earlier, that the BMVette was suffering from a lean condition, which was one of not really a major culprit in having this power low, but that needed corrections. As soon as I corrected it, I saw the graph had already become better. Then I saw the timing was very conservative, and which was beyond, it was not required, because you can be more conservative than the stock, and stock was already, and this has they did not hike up the compression or anything, which gave them reasons to, yeah. So anyway, and the fuel that they use here is good enough. It's 98, right, which is awesome. So increasing, it was running something like, I think, uh, 18 or something, whereas the LS engine stock goes around 23, 24, something like that. So that's where I brought it to, and I saw the mid portion, which is very important, took a big jump up, right? And this portion, if you notice, on the contrary, I have detuned this area. I deliberately do this on drift cars, because this is, I noticed with my logs, and with uh, you know uh, having dealt with a lot of cars before, with drift cars, I've noticed that this portion takes a lot of beating most of the times, because the drifters always are on off throttle. So always remember that high load and low RPM is a very crucial point. Knock mostly happens at this. At higher RPM, the engine is already like winded up, so it can take it. But at low RPM and high load, this is where playing safe always comes to your benefit. So much for now, and let's see what happens on the ZR1.